is exactly that. No matter what we do, we always seem to start back in the same place. We're in a cabin in the woods. Even if we try to refuse the call and walk away, we seem to end up back in the same place. And we have been told that the fate of the world rests on slaying the princess and not letting her out of the cabin. Now, this game has a lot of branching story paths. And we've reached some stories with the princess to their natural conclusion. And we have had a being tell us that we need to find even more variations of the princess to bring it these variations of timeline, essentially. And I think that's going to be how we break the loop, is reaching some of the branches enough times. So we did find this last time that there's not like a perfect place for the camera. There's a lot of text on a lot of different parts of the screen. We kind of found that like everything scrunched in the bottom left was the least intrusive. Yes, as we have in the pin, this is a horror game. If you are looking for specific content warnings, the devs have it available at blacktabbygames.com. There is, some flickering images and parallax effect for moving around in the zones. So just be aware. All right. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh my gosh. So there's, for going back in some of our history, this is the same makers as Scarlet Hollow, so if you saw that playthrough, you know how good the writing is and how many branching paths there are. So yes, we were speaking to a question mark being before. And so there's a lot of many different questions. We've kind of gone down quite a few of these paths here. The end of the... But maybe we'll go back and ask some of those questions again, just for the sake of anyone new. All right, so the end of the world, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget this. I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for this? Look, I'll go in the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet. I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue toward the cabin, turn around and leave. So I haven't Viva la revolution before. Let's do that. Sure.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
All right. Now, here's the very interesting thing.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We've encountered several voices. The voice of the hero. We've had the voice...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air
of the
is
cheated.
stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
And we were playing the pristine collection of Slay the Princess.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, if we're Viva la Revolution, let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Down we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Notice we have a little sword in our in our cursor hand now.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
That's a different voice than I've heard before. Let's go down.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Nope.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
You got Arwen, she's on the battlefield. Oh my gosh. New skin day, Mashi. That's so exciting. Here, let's quickly take a look at it. Adorable. Look at her. So precious. I love the way she turned out. Let's take a look at the full animation cycle. Oh my gosh, Masha, you're tops right now on my store. So cute. Look at the little like sword in the scabbard on her back. It's adorable. Oh my gosh. It turned out great. Congratulations. All right. So yeah, I haven't gone down a path of being like, I'm straight up just gonna kill this princess. So I'm gonna do it. I'm not dropping it.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Slay.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Oh, nasty.
Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Oh my god. Give up, finish the job, or flee and lock her in the basement. Just be like, bye! Don't, you punched me, ow! No, we were very resolved. We're gonna do it this time. Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
And you kill her at the end. So as the game says at the beginning, there are no premature endings. You only gain more perspective or new information. So it's valid. But, so I guess what I was getting at is like the different voices that we encounter, end up bouncing back and forth with the narrator quite a bit. And depending on what information we have some pretty strong opinions.
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Not anymore.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
We die. Chapter 2. The Adversary.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here? She's going to kill me again. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? Proceed to the cabin, turn around, and leave. She's gonna kill me again.
Again? people don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Voice of the stubborn. That's a new one.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Or the, fourth or fifth time.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I did exactly what you said this time, though.
We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, that's probably true.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
We still don't know.
To slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
We killed each other last time. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world? To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to meet me to death with her bare hands? That's a very good question. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Okay, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine. Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions? There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
Ooh, this is a feisty voice. If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is it falling to me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that.
How much do you guys trust this narrator right now? What do you think?
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
There's a slowpoke in chat. Feel free to pokey catch. Somehow I feel like a slowpoke is kind of apropos for us in our little time loop, just slowly figuring out information. I remember the old like Pokemon encyclopedia that they had at the like Scholastic book sales said that a slowpoke, say if its tail gets hurt, it takes like 17 seconds for it to feel pain. That's how slowly the brainwaves travel in a slowpoke. No need to get personal. How are you doing, RC? I loved that picture of the puppies today that you posted. That was so cute. Happy weekend to you. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch.
Oh my god, he wants a rematch with her. Kate.
Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
Alright, that's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, let's go.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Okay.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
My god, this voice actor is doing so well with all of these voices.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
Oh my god, I love this voice. Okay, proceed to the cabin. Is it the same cabin?
The cabin
It's
is
not.
tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Is that the only furniture of note?
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. The world is depending on you. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
But it's a mirror.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
All right. Speaking of getting to fighting, we have our Stream Raiders battle ready. We're going to quickly run that before we go venture down into that basement. Thank you guys for dropping in on this battle. 5 allies on the battlefield. Let's go take them out. Currently, Wheatstalker with most assists. Great job. And Mashi getting our random rewards. Okay, we have a loyalty token chest ahead. Feel free to drop one in. This will help you rank up in the event. What do we want? Let's put down... Put down an Agretzko. Feel free to hop on and enjoy me if you like. And since we're getting this battle on, the voice of the stubborn seems very much to want to get to fighting as well. Sure. We'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Down we go.
The door to the basement.
Oh my god. This is such a
revealing
creepy
rough
one.
stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
So, what we've gleaned so far is that whatever choice we make in the chapter 1 determines not only what voice we have alongside us, but the princess as well.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
Oh my god.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend
Whoa!
the form of the
She's
princess
so cool.
comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
I love her.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
That's such a good throwback. Vera from Monster Prom.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Oh my god. Let's see. I hope you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened. You look different. So you do remember me. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have to unpack a few things. Or the two of us have to unpack a few things. Oh my god. The two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. Slay the princess. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye. Oh, man. How bloodthirsty do we want to be? Like, do we actually want to talk? Okay. Mr. Narrator, last time happened.
Okay, fine. Let's say for a moment I believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
Where is the cuddle option? I kind of agree. She looks like she would give a strong hug.
Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
Maybe I'll last more than 3 minutes at this time.
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
The princess! Aggressive snooze. This is truly, it would be an aggressive snooze hug. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and